to the preservation of the national unity and democratic stability.
Water is life, water is an essential service, and then we must have to carry out the residents.
Local communities are not only vital to the growth of society, but they also form the bedrock of humanitarian development.
Reporter, a news and current affairs program that goes beyond the headlines, bringing reporters from the field to give you first-hand accounts and in-depth analysis of unfolding issues, correspondent perspectives, ensuring balanced, credible, and comprehensive storytelling. Welcome once again to this edition. I am Anieti Patrick. On this episode, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sworn in Tunji Disu as the 23rd Inspector General of Police at the State House in Abuja. The swearing-in took place before the Federal Executive Council meeting and was witnessed by top government officials and family members of the appointees. Tinubu also administered the oath of office and to the new commissioners for the RMAFC and the Federal Civil Service Commission. Let's take a look.
Ceremonies were witnessed by Minister President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Also administered the oath of office to 6 commissioners of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission and 2 from the Federal Civil Service Commission. The ceremonies were witnessed by ministers, senior government officials and family members of the appointees. The council meeting began shortly after the swearing-in ceremonies. In attendance were Vice President Kashim Shettima, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, among others. Disu was appointed as the Acting Inspector General of Police on February 25, 2026 by President Tinubu, following the resignation of former IGP Kayode Egbetokun. Speaking to State House correspondents afterwards, the new IGP outlined his plans to reform and strengthen the Nigerian police force.
I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law, and always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will exercise the authorities vested in me as Inspector General of Police so as not to impede or prejudice the authorities lawfully invested in the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
With its former inaugurations, expectations are high that Olatunji Disu will position the Nigerian police force to tackle insecurity, restore public trust, and deliver on critical reform under the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
Well, let's also tell you that the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, has inaugurated a committee on state policing, describing it as a bold step to strengthen Nigeria's security architecture. Kike Lomo Okere was there for Global TV. Well, while we wait for that report to come to speed and talk about the issues around that, earlier we had the report where new members were brought in terms of looking at what the Nigeria administration should be like, from the Executive Council meeting, also witnessing these top officials also being on ground to see how the 23rd Inspector General of Police was brought in. And earlier there was discussion around that, if the process in which he should be sworn in should be through the screening at the National Assembly. But of course, it wasn't that way, because we had where all concerns were at the villa to discuss that and also to bring to speed the major concern about what it means to swear in as the substantive Inspector General of Police for Nigeria at this point in time. And don't forget that state policing is also one discussion that has been in the front burner for Nigeria Nigerians, looking at how far we've seen insecurity affecting lots of states, and at across boards, we've seen conversations from civil society groups, from media, from security experts saying that it's time for Nigeria to start looking into the area of state policing if Nigeria wants to strengthen its security architecture. And this is one of the discussions that came up with the new IGP right now, setting up this committee to say it's high time we get this committee in place as a bold step to give Nigeria the necessary safety measure for them. Let's see if we have that report now. So we have it, and then we'll have our security correspondent Kike Lomo join us live and give us more detailed information to how this panned out at that particular meeting.
Community policing takes center stage as the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, set a new tone for modern policing in Nigeria. He says the move signals a shift towards community-based policing aimed at bringing law enforcement closer to the people and improving response to local security challenges. Inaugurating the committee in Abuja, the IGP stressed the need for innovative reform to tackle evolving security threats.
Policing holds significant potential benefits for our country. By bringing law enforcement closer to the communities, state police institutions can deepen local knowledge of security dynamics and enable quicker and more targeted response to emerging threats.
The Inspector General tasked the committee to develop a workable framework for state policing without undermining national security. He says the committee is also expected to address recruitment, training standards, funding, and accountability mechanism to ensure professionalism and public trust. The police boss assures that the Nigerian police force will retain its constitutional role while focusing on complex crimes such as terrorism, cybercrime, and organized criminal networks.
This committee on state police we are inaugurating today has a critical responsibility. Your work will help shape the framework through which state policing may operate in Nigeria in a manner that strengthens rather than fragments our national security system.
The state policing, if properly implemented, will enhance local intelligence, improve rapid response, as well as strengthen security at the grassroots. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Well, joining me to speak to this issue, like I said, our security correspondent, Kike Lomo Okeri, is joining me right now to bring us with more detail on what's happening there. Hello, Kike. It's good to have you join me on The Reporter. All right, Kike, it's good that you're here. Let's get this straight. With Olatunji Disu inaugurating an 8-man committee on state policing, could decentralizing law enforcement finally strengthen grassroots security without weakening national control?
Actually, Maniete, on decentralizing law enforcement and grassroots security, state policing is long overdue. Inaugurating an 8 committee members on state policing shows that the Inspector General of Police, which is in person of Olatunji Disu, is serious about bringing policing closer to the people. The idea is to empower states to handle local security issues directly, which could make response timely and faster and allow officers to understand local dynamics. But decentralization comes with risk. If the state and the federal commands are fully coordinated, there is a chance of conflicting orders, that is, or gap in enforcement. The success will depend on how clear rules, strong oversight, and proper training to ensure grassroots policing strengthens security without undermining the national control.
Okay, Kike, I hear you loud and clear. Let's look at this. He's the 23rd IGP right now brought in. So from what you've said, he fits in with the job and he understands where necessity stands out for him to take action. But before you respond, let's also look at this fact. As the Nigerian Police Force considers a new framework for state policing, which you've said is timely, will this reform truly enhance community trust, intelligence gathering, and rapid response to local threats? Because you mentioned it's bringing the security issues closer to the people. Or will this create fresh challenges in coordination and accountability? Because that's where a lot of questions has been raised to accountability and coordination from the top of the state government to the people. Let's get your feel on that.
Actually, according to the Inspector General of the State Policing, he said the state policing will improve community trust, but local officers can engage directly with traditional leaders, youth group, and residents. This will help gather timely intelligence as well as quick response to threats that might otherwise escalate. Because if you notice that it is these traditional rulers, there is need to have a collaboration with these traditional rulers and the youth in the community to be able to eradicate security threats in the community. However, new structures can create challenges in accountability and coordination. For instance, who answers if something goes wrong? The state command or the national command? So while the framework has strong potential for rapid response and community involvement, it will only succeed if there is transparency, regular oversight, and integration with the national police strategy.
Thank you so much, Kike. I love the way you broke this down. It's actually a full right for the people to understand how this is actually going to play down from the top to the grassroots, and from the grassroots to the people, to the traditional leaders. And we hope that it gets to play out successfully and Nigeria gets the victory ahead of this issue of insecurity in the country. Thank you so much, Kike Loma, for your input on the program, The Reporter. I look forward to having more engagements with you. Have a lovely day ahead of you. Well, away from security matters, Niger State Governor Muhammad Umar Bago has described the All Progressives Congress APC as a formidable party in the state in particular and Nigeria in general. He stated this at the State APC Congress at the Hawa Wali Multipurpose Hall, Government House, Mina. Our correspondent Sadia Yakubu was there for Global TV.
Umar Bago said the APC in the state was able to conduct free and rancor-free congresses from ward, local government and state levels, which is a clear demonstration of the unity that exists in the party. He noted that the new party officials reflect people's choices across the 25 local government areas of the state. The governor appreciated the Congress committee for overseeing a seamless exercise while calling on dismantling voices to embrace dialogue as doors are open for such. The vice chairman of the North Central Zone of the APC, Muazu Bawari Joe, described the ward, local government and state congresses held in the state as a success. He added that the new officials were carefully selected through a free and fair consensus as approved by the national body of the party. Senator representing Niger East Senatorial District, Muhammad Sani Musa, and Senator representing Niger North Central Senatorial District, Abubakar Sani Bello, hailed the governor for managing the affairs of the party diligently. They said that the successful affirmation of the new APC state executives is an indication that the new Niger agenda is working and that the APC party will continue to bond together to ensure good governance. Sadia Yakubu, reporting for Global Television News.
And joining me right now is Sadia Yakubu to bring us up to speed. Hello, Sadia. It's good to have you join me on The Reporter.
Good evening, Anita, Patrick. Nice having you on the show.
Amazing, Sadia. Let's get this straight. It's time for party politics, and we see this playing out with Governor Umar Ganduje, Umar Bago, rather, I beg your pardon, describing the APC Congress in Niger State as free, rancor-free, and a reflection of unity. Does this signal stronger internal cohesion ahead of future political contests in the state? Because we see that this is a way of soft-pedaling the issue of internal crisis in the APC across state. But this is starting with Niger State. Let's hear from you.
All right, thank you very much, Anita. Governor Muhammad Umar Bago's description of the APC Congress in Niger State as fair, rancor-free, and reflective of unity suggests a positive step towards unity. As you know, lately we've been having internal crisis. So I think this is another way of uniting the party members and to bring peace, unity, progress among all the stakeholders. So I think it's a good one. And sorry, and before I forget, the Congress was free, fair, and credible as well.
I see that you also aligning with my thoughts as well, because I see a way of aligning with things, because preparation for 2027, parties are ensuring that everything is in one pace before they can contest in upcoming elections. But as party leaders, including Mohammed Sani Al Musa and Abubakar Sani Bello, commend the emergence of these new executives, will this leadership renewal translate into improved governance and greater public confidence in the APC right there in Niger State? Because parties need to have proper structures for them ahead of this election. But with this emergence of these leaders, what's your take, or what really is APC getting?
All right, and the recommendation of the new executives by the leaders such as Mohammed Sani Musa and Bakar Sani Bello, I think it signals endorsement for influential stakeholders. And from the video, you can also see the zonal party chairman, that is Mazuba Rijo, and some other people, some other big stakeholders there. So it can boost morale and legitimacy within the party leadership renewal. Can inject fresh ideas, energy, and reform-minded and approaches as well. So it's a good one. Effective policy coordination with state government this could translate into improved governance outcome.
Sadia, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed. We see that parties are really not taking chances. We are bringing out leadership who can handle the affairs of the party and ensure that a credible one stays out for the APC there in Niger State. We look forward to more engagement and seeing you keep tabs with what's happening with the APC in Niger State. Thank you so much, Sadia, for your time.
Thank you so much.
Well, let's turn our focus this thing with party politics and what's happening with the congresses across states. Benue State Governor Hyacinth Alia has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to delivering lasting, people-focused projects that will drive development across Benue State. With continued backing from the federal government, he made this known during the State's Congress of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Our Benue State correspondent, Felicity Ndere, tells us more.
At the Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida IBB Square in Makudi, delegates and major stakeholders of the ruling All Progressive Congress assembled for the State Congress to elect new party officials. Governor Hyacinth Alia was present, leading other key stakeholders in the proceedings.
And after they do their job, if you're not satisfied with what is done here, there is a window for you to approach the Congress Appeal Committee, and the chairman is Mustafa Lawal Malumfashi, PhD.
A representative of the National Working Committee of the All Progressive Congress, serving as chairman of the State Congress Committee, addressed the delegates.
I urge all aspirants and delegates to show sportsmanship. The party interest must always come first.
Governor Hyacinth Alia hailed the Congress as peaceful and urged the new executive to serve diligently, pledging continued good governance for Benue.
Let us continue to show the truth of who we are, what we do as a party to bring progress and development and to prepare a future for our great state.
Benjamin Omale, the new All Progressive Congress state chairman, in his acceptance speech, pledged a peaceful and inclusive leadership.
To move our party forward, we shall strengthen the grassroots mobilization across all the wards, promote reconciliation and bring everybody on board, encourage youth and women participation in leadership, build strong partnership in business community to support development initiatives.
The Congress concluded successfully, with party leaders and delegates expressing optimism that the newly elected 4-year executive of the APC will strengthen party unity and drive development across Benue State. At the IBB Square in Makurdi, Felicity Ndera, reporting for Global Television News.
All right, still staying with APC congresses across state. Like I mentioned, it's not just in one state. They did it across different states. That was Benue State. Let's also tell you what happened in Imo State. The All Progressives Congress in Imo State has elected a new state executive council with Augustine Onyebulule emerging as chairman. Governor Hope Uzodinma described the development as a victory for unity and internal democracy. Amarachi Ibe was there for Global TV.
The Carlo Square in Owerri was filled with party faithfuls from across the state as delegates converged for State Congress of the All Progressive Congress, APC. Accreditation of delegates signaled the formal commencement of proceedings. Addressing members before voting began, Governor Uzodinma emphasized the need for unity and discipline, commending the adoption of a consensus-driven unity list.
We have, during our last meeting, agreed to be united and to produce a unity list. I'm not sure that there is anybody contesting any election to become a party officer against the unity list.
Also speaking, Chairman of the Congress Committee, Godwin Enahum, described the Congress as a crucial phase in the party's internal democratic process, noting that it follows the successful conduct of world and local government congresses. He assured delegates of a transparent and credible exercise in line with party guidelines.
As we conduct the State Congress today, let us maintain the spirit of peace and cooperation that characterize the World and AGA Congresses.
Thereafter, voting commenced with delegates casting their ballots in an orderly manner under the supervision of the Congress Committee. Party officials monitored the process as votes were sorted and counted. At the conclusion of the exercise, the chairman of the Congress Committee formally announced the result, declaring Austin Onyedebelu elected as state chairman alongside other state officers. Shortly after, the newly elected executive council members were sworn in and formally assuming responsibility for the leadership of the party at the state level.
So help me God.
In his acceptance speech, the newly sworn-in state chairman, Austin Onyedebelu, pledged inclusive leadership and commitment to strengthening party structure across all local government areas of the state.
With unity, dedication, and commitment, we shall move our party to greater heights.
With the Congress over, party leaders says the focus now shifts to consolidation, unity, and preparations for future electoral engagements in the state. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
All right, joining me live in the studio to speak to this issue is our political correspondent, Ubong Musoro, who's going to bring us up to speed what happened in Makurdi and also in Owerri there, where we saw the APC congresses having their congress there. Let me put the right words. But it's good to have you join me, Ubong, on the program. Let's start quickly with what happened in Benue. Benue had theirs as Alia has pledged his people-focused development for the APC in Benue State. Will this new executive, this newly inaugurated executive, give them the desired or unity they are looking forward to ahead of elections?
I think that the APC has done well regard following the new Electoral Act as amended, signed by the president, because it is mandatory that every party must conduct state congresses.
Okay.
We had local government congresses before now. This one is state congresses to elect new officials that will pilot the affairs of the party for the next couple of years. 4 years. It's a 4-year tenure. So that's what we are seeing. We are seeing it across all of the states. Akwa Ibom had theirs, Benue had theirs, like you've mentioned. Yeah. So for me, I think for now we've not had any counter position. Most of the people emerged by consensus. Most of the positions were zoned between senatorial districts. So that reduced the level of contestation. There weren't a lot of contests. So the zone mates talked about it and picked a person, because INEC says that we should do direct nominations now, so it gives room for more people to interact and come out with consensus. So I feel it's a good one for the party.
Okay, so in 1 minute, because time is not our friend right now, let's look at basically the same thing is applicable to the Imo State as well, because they have a new leadership of Austin stepping in. But I'm looking at the fact, after this whole issue being described as transparent, how would this translate into proper structure for the party? Because like you said, this used to be local congresses, but this is now state.
Yeah, they've done local congresses and this is states, and the next state will be national. Congress and convention, which will happen very soon. It must happen before the election. That's the guideline of INEC. So I feel that with this new crop of leaders, the party is better repositioned to move forward. People now know their responsibility. They have the mandate of the people. They have the mandate of the party to speak for the party and to also sell the party.
All right. Thank you so much, Ubongwe. I believe in your capacity to always deliver when it comes to this. Well, it's an amazing time here on The Reporter, where we've brought to you amazing stories from security matters to party politics and telling you what parties, especially APC, are doing with the outcome of the state congresses that took place across the state. And like Ubong said, we're moving forward to the national. Of course, that will come before the general election. Well, that's the size of the program, The Reporter. Thank you for being a part of the program. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV, channel 365, and Star Times, channel 276. To stay connected, kindly follow us always on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG. I am Aniti Patrick. Thank you for watching.
Social media. It's not just about the platforms themselves.
To the preservation of the national unity and democratic stability.
Water is life.